Everyone says electric cars are cheap to run, great for the planet, and the future of driving. But here's what they don't tell you. Owning an EV might save you money on gas, but it could drain your wallet in other ways you never expected. Let's break down the hidden costs of owning an electric car. And by the end, you'll know if they're really worth it. The charging illusion. Most people think that switching to an electric car means saying goodbye to expensive fuel forever, but that's not exactly true. Yes, electricity is cheaper than gasoline, but only if you charge at home, overnight, and on a cheap energy plan. In the United States, the average home electricity rate is around 17 cents per kilowatt hour. That means a typical EV with a 60 kilowatt hour battery costs about $10 to fully charge and gives you roughly 400 kilometers or 250 miles of range. Not bad, right? But that's the best case scenario. If you live in places like California or New York, prices are already over 30 cents per kilowatt hour. And that same full charge suddenly costs $18. Now imagine you're using a public fast charger. Those are much quicker, but also way pricier. In the US, fast charging networks like Electrify America or Tesla superchargers can reach 40 cents to 60 cents per kilowatt hour, which means you're paying $25 to $35 for a full charge. At that point, you're spending about the same as filling a small gas tank. And in Europe, it's even more dramatic. In countries like Germany, the Netherlands, or the UK, public fast charging can hit 0.70 to 0.85 euros per kilowatt hour, sometimes even more during peak hours. A full charge there could easily cost 45 to 50 euros, which makes electric driving more expensive per kilometer than a diesel or hybrid. So yes, at home and off-peak, EV charging can be cheap, sometimes incredibly cheap. But on the road, at public stations, or when electricity prices spike, that cheap electric car starts to look a lot more like a regular gas car, just with a longer charging time. And if you think charging is the only hidden cost, think again. Because every time you plug in your car, you're slowly wearing down its most expensive component, the battery. Just like your phone, EV batteries don't last forever. Each charge cycle slightly reduces their capacity, and over the years, that adds up. After 8 to 10 years of regular use, most electric cars lose between 20 to 30% of their original range. That means a car that once went 400 kilometers on a charge might only manage 280 or 300 later on. Now, that doesn't mean the car suddenly stops working, but it does mean more frequent charging, longer travel times, and lower resale value. And when the battery finally needs replacement, brace yourself. Costs range from $8,000 to over $20,000 in the US, or 7,000 euros to 18,000 euros across Europe, depending on the model. In some cases, replacing the battery can actually cost more than half the car's total value. So while electric cars don't need oil changes or spark plugs, their heart, the battery, ages silently every time you charge it. And when it weakens, your clean, futuristic ride can suddenly become a very expensive problem. And when your battery starts to age, you'll quickly notice another hidden cost: repairs and maintenance. Sure, electric cars have fewer moving parts, which means fewer things to break. No oil changes, no spark plugs, no timing belts, but instead, you've got high-voltage components, advanced electronics, and complex software running everything. The problem comes when something fails outside warranty. Most local mechanics can't even touch high-voltage systems, so you're forced to go to certified service centers. And those are expensive. Even a small repair like a cooling pump or inverter can cost over $1,000 or 1,000 euros. And a serious electrical fault can reach several thousand. So yes, EVs need less routine care, but when they do need it, it's specialized and costly. And that makes every warning light on the dashboard feel a lot more expensive than it should. And even before you worry about repairs, there's another cost waiting right at home: charging setup. If you want to charge your car properly, you'll need more than just a wall socket. Most EV owners install a home wall box charger, which can cost anywhere from $800 to $2,000, or roughly the same in euros once you include installation. But it doesn't stop there. Many homes, especially older ones, need electrical upgrades to handle that extra power. In apartments or shared garages, it can get even trickier. Sometimes you need permits, new wiring, or approval from the building association, and that means delays and extra bills. So while charging at home is the most convenient and cheapest option long-term, getting it set up in the first place isn't exactly plug and play. For many new EV owners, it's the first hidden cost they face, before even driving a single kilometer. And once your home setup is done, there's another surprise waiting every year: insurance. Electric cars often cost more to insure than gas cars, mainly because their parts are expensive and specialized. If a small fender bender damages the battery pack or sensors, repairs can skyrocket. In the US, insurance premiums for EVs are on average 15 to 25% higher, and in Europe, the difference can be even greater, especially for brands like Tesla or Polestar. Then comes depreciation, the hidden cost nobody likes to think about. Electric cars lose value faster than most gasoline cars, not because they're worse, but because technology moves insanely fast. A 2021 EV might have half the range of a 2025 model, slower charging, or older software, and that kills resale value. Some models lose up to 50% of their value in just 3 years, while others hold up better, but still drop faster than people expect. So, while you might save money on fuel, the moment you drive your new EV off the lot, it's already starting to lose value faster than a smartphone. And even if you can afford the insurance and don't care about resale value, there's one cost that affects every electric car owner: time. It's called range anxiety, and it's real. You see, driving an EV isn't just about watching your battery. It's about constantly calculating how far you can go, where to stop, and whether the next charger actually works. In a gas car, you fill up anywhere in 5 minutes. In an EV, a long trip can turn into a strategy game. Public chargers might be full, broken, or slower than advertised. Sometimes you'll plan a stop, arrive with 10% left, and find the charger offline. Now you're stuck waiting or driving 20 extra minutes to the next one. That doesn't sound like much, but on a long trip, those minutes add up. Even when everything works perfectly, fast charging still takes time, usually 20 to 40 minutes to get back on the road. And while that's fine once or twice, doing it often starts to feel like a tax on your day. So yes, electric cars save money on fuel, but the real hidden cost might just be your time. Time spent waiting, planning, and worrying about a battery meter that never seems to move fast enough. So after all these hidden costs, charging, batteries, repairs, insurance, and time, the big question is, are electric cars still worth it? The truth is, it depends on you. If you charge at home, drive regularly, and plan to keep your car for years, an EV can still save you money and cut your emissions. But if you rely on public chargers, travel long distances, or expect zero headaches, you might be surprised by how expensive the future can feel. Electric cars are amazing pieces of technology, but they're not magic. They shift costs, from the gas pump to the power bill, from the engine to the battery, and from fuel time to your own time. So before buying one, remember this: the future of driving might be electric, but the future always comes with a price. Would you still buy one? Let me know in the comments.